The following may contain language which will be offensive to some people and inappropriate for children. Still here? Then pour your favorite beverage and let's get this fucking show started.
Fantastic Forum, assemble! You're watching Fantastic Forum, the premier show about comic books and your live weekly conversation about entertainment and geek culture. We are the Fantastic Forum, coming to you live and direct from the Hall of F. Hope every wonderful morning, afternoon, evening, or night is the case may be, depending on where you are in the world. And if you're not, you should stick with us. We'll help you take it up a notch. You have half of the usual suspects in the building. First, he is our intrepid senior reporter. He's next in line for the cowl. He is our resident Dark Knight detective. It's Oz.
There is a very annoying fly here that may get involved in the show. If you see me punching in the air, it's a fly.
Okay, I guess we'll go with that. Oh, and there's an animal behind you. Hello, puppy.
It's a vicious wolf.
It's a wolf. It's a dire wolf. My name is Lawrence Young. They call me Mayor Young. Welcome to Fantastic Forum. Look, shout out to Jay and shout out to Mo. They're not here. Mo will be here soon, we believe. Jay, we don't believe, is going to be joining us today. But, you know, I'm sure he'll be here in spirit in some way, in some form. So, man, your dog is pretty. Sorry. Look, but anyway, we do have a great show for you. We are going to be talking to you all about Agatha All Along. So we'll be talking about that, and we're going to be talking to you about Justice League Crisis on Infinite Earths Part 3, which released not that long ago on HBO Max. Oh, I'm sorry, just Max now. Max. So we'll be talking about that, and of course, whatever else it is that you all want to talk about, and we'll tell you how it is that we can do that, or you can let us know what that is in just a moment. But before we do that, we want to make sure that we thank Mr. Scott Rubin, because without him, the show would not exist. So thank you, Scott Rubin. Hope all is well, good sir. And with that said, we should go ahead and have the intern do what the intern does.
I don't have it. Oh, wait. It's in StreamYard, isn't it?
I believe it is. I believe the intern...
I don't know how to find it.
No, well, listen, I'm going to try. Let's see. Look, I'm looking like... Oh, look. Oh, no, that's not... Oh, yeah, maybe this is it.
Want to get in on the action? Call Fantastic Forum on Skype and join the fun. Too shy to call in? That's okay. You can join the Discord chat room available at
fantasticforum.live.
Join the party. You know you want to.
Indeed, you do. So please feel free to go ahead and do what the intern says. Go to fantasticforum.live. You can hit the call-in button right now. Shoot. You'd be the third member, Fantastic Forum. That's like, you know, most people don't ever get to be the third member just because there's usually at least 3 of us here. But, you know, every so often this happens. So you could be the third member of Fantastic Forum. If you're not into that, you know, you're a little shy. You want to go ahead and jump into the chat room. We'll take your comments directly out of chat and bring them into the show. Such as Hexzilla's here saying LMAO. Is Oz the only one because he wants to gloat? Oh, dang. Listen, this is obviously in reference to something that none of us have any idea what he's talking about. No.
Yeah, let's not get into that.
Listen, Oz is a good one, man. Oz, look, Oz may feel how he feels, but he's not that type of dude. Like, I've never known you to be obstinate, Oz, and I appreciate you for that. I try my best not to be obstinate too, but I don't know. You might do a better job of it than I do.
I mean, you know, as a piece of garbage, I don't know where to go with that. So let's just move on. Let's move on.
There it is. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, the third member of Fantastic Forum, Hecht, is in the building. What up, Hecht?
Hello.
How are you, friend?
Hey, considering I'm good. I'm breathing.
Hey,
I had
there it
tacos.
is.
I was told I should walk around with a green card. I didn't know how to take that. But other than that, I'm okay.
Hey, man, I hear you. I hear you. We're look. Many of us today are just trying to make it. You know what I'm saying? Just trying to get through the next day. Why not?
I don't even have a green card. I don't know. I don't know how that would work.
Yeah,
How
man.
you
You
gonna
might
get
look.
the weed?
What's
Wait,
that?
what are you talking about? They haven't suggested weed to you for whatever your condition was.
Nobody actually did. So I don't know. But my
Yeah.
cousin has a card, and I figure he might be able to share if he wasn't such a greedy prick. But other than that,
I have yet to meet a condition that weed cannot help with.
I mean, really, it's not. I'm okay. Like, I'm able to walk around. Most of me isn't numb anymore. I'm okay.
That's good.
But
We're happy to hear that. Hey.
there's little things here and there, and I don't know if weed would help with that or just exacerbate the condition.
I
So
mean,
I don't know how to go. I could try it. Maybe I'll try. My mom's goddaughter had gotten her gummies when she was still here, and there's still a few gummies left. So I don't know.
No, you shouldn't take other people's prescriptions.
It's not prescription.
I mean, if you need a card for it, it's prescription.
I mean,
I don't even know if you need a card anymore now that it's like so prevalent.
It's pretty legal here. Like,
I love that. Pretty legal.
yeah,
Pretty legal means illegal.
Well, it's still illegal, like federally. It's like a weird spot all over.
I could.
Oh, look, it's legal in California.
I could
But
say
it's still
something.
illegal federally.
Yeah, but
Don't you watch Tulsa King?
I do not.
Oh my god!
I do not. I know Moses has told me, and I'm pretty sure actually Hecht has mentioned you should watch Tulsa King too.
Who? Oh, I haven't seen that one. I've seen the commercials for it.
Oh, okay. Then maybe it wasn't you, Hecht. It must have been the other Hecht I know.
Must have been another Mexican.
There it is. Indeed. So cool, man. Oh, look! It looks like we're gonna have another member soon.
I don't like that. It looks like the camera, like we're looking up from his crotch.
Oh no!
Oh no! You heard me.
There it is. Look there. Oh, there it is.
Oh,
Right where we
It's,
belong.
It's my point of view of watching the country go down the toilet.
Hey, you get more views if you keep it like that. There's going to be all kinds of people going, step on me.
Ladies and gentlemen, Moses Magnum. Yeah, man. So, but yeah, so we were just talking about weed and how it's kind of legal.
What about it?
Where Hecht is. Kind of.
I try to convince Heck it'll fix whatever he's got wrong.
It's 2/3 legal.
I'm pretty sure it is legal. Like, I think recreationally it's legal.
And then
That's all you
we
need.
found out that neither one of these two have watched Tulsa King.
Yeah.
Neither
How about
who
me?
two.
Heck and
Hecht nor
yeah.
I watched Tulsa King.
Yeah. Look, that would have been like your 101 for now navigating this new world of legal weed. Heck.
Hey, look, that's exactly what I
He could
brought
be
up. I was talking about how
He could be-
federally it's illegal and like the nuances.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have
Tucson
to-
King Heck.
Tucson King.
Nope, there it is.
They
There
were
it is.
like, hey, I'm selling. He could be like, hey, I'm selling reefer here. I'm selling reefer here at Tucson King.
Wait, selling? I don't know about that,
Stallone
man.
and Tulsa King.
There's so many people
Hey,
selling.
we're gonna cultivate some. Hey, yo, no. We got customer service. All about customer service.
Too funny.
I still can't believe that man is in his late 70s.
That's crazy.
And the plastic work
I
is
wish-
so good. Doesn't look a day over 60.
The hair
And the
looks
HGH.
it looks a little
I would
funky,
look.
but
I wish I looked like him right now.
Right? Shoot, how old is Mike Tyson?
60 something.
He's like, he's like 58 or something.
I think he's in the 60s. I'll look it up. But I know he's got a fight in a couple weeks.
Right. I just like I was looking at him. I was like, man, Mike Tyson is in some serious shape, man.
58.
For
He's gonna fight.
Quote
He's gonna
unquote.
Yeah,
cash a check and
yeah.
start a new weed farm.
With
I'm like, Mike Tyson gets a senior citizen discount, right?
He's 58. So.
he gets
No,
that
I
free
don't
college.
think I'll fight yet,
Is that
Larry.
good enough or no? Huh? What?
I still don't get my AARP newsletter, Larry.
It's just the idea of like thinking of that dude as a senior citizen is just crazy.
It's like I can't find my bus pass. Here, go on ahead, sir. It's okay.
Yeah, man. So
That's
yeah,
a fucking
okay.
impression.
Shall we go ahead and get into this? You guys ready to talk some Agatha all along? Okay. Let's do it. Let's do it.
Also,
No, it'd be more about gel coat.
When the fourth round would...
Don't you call
does it look good already? Oh, Jumbo Scampi for limited.
Okay. Agatha All Along, the spinoff of WandaVision, starring Agatha Harkness in the lead with a ramshackle coven of witches going down the witches' road to get what their hearts desire. It's completed. It's finished on Disney Plus. They had the friggin' final episode. I want to say was that maybe last week. I think. Heck, are you watching Agatha at all?
I don't have Disney Plus, man. I don't,
Oh, man.
I'm outside that bubble.
You're
I
outside
have
the
a
bubble.
mo deal for you.
Oh shit!
Oh, what's the mo deal, Moses?
I think you get for like $19.99. You get Disney Plus, Hulu, and Max.
Here come the money.
And Max?
Yeah, with commercials. But if you do the 30 a month, you get no commercials on any of them.
That's too rich for my blood, but I'm sure somebody will take that.
Well, I did that because I had all of them already, and I was paying about $50 across the three.
Yeah, each
So I
one's
dropped
like,
it down to 30.
10, $15. So.
Yeah, 15 for I was paying 19 for Hulu because I added the Disney Plus to it with the commercials, and then I let my my credit card lapse on it. So then that's another mo deal because they never cut it off. I still have Paramount Plus for free a whole month.
Oh shit!
I just haven't renewed my credit card. Yeah, but yeah, you can still watch it. But that is it's an offer that they're adding on. Like it's a new bundle that they did. That
Oh, I didn't know that.
It seems to work.
They're begging for.
Although
subscribers.
Disney Plus and Hulu right now is a redundancy in the sense that like everything on Hulu and FX is on Disney Plus. It's just like some of the I think they share all the same stuff now. Maybe some of the movies are different, but who knows? I haven't gone down that well yet.
Yeah, like
I haven't gone down that witch's road yet.
Handful of movies are different, but that's it. All the TV stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, but you can't watch the Disney Plus stuff on Hulu, right?
No, but you get all the Hulu stuff on it.
You know, it's fucked up. You got to get Disney Plus. Bear with me with this. You have to get Disney Plus to watch Bluey, because I had an app, Disney Now, that I used to use for the kids when they were here and smaller, and it's just a video app for the kids. You get clips, If you have it connected with your cable, you get the full episodes, kind of like the Cartoon Network app.
Mm-hmm.
But they discontinued the app like 2 months ago. So it's just Disney Now is not now. It's in the past.
Yeah, and same with the
it's
Disney XD. I used to have the Disney XD app to like watch like Spider-Man and shit, and
they killed it too.
They killed it too, and the Pokemon app too.
Wait,
interesting.
What? There used to be a Pokemon app on Apple TV where you could just watch, I think like 10 seasons of Pokemon like on a live stream. Shuffle, yeah.
Like you could watch it you could watch on demand, like Pokemon seasons on demand, or you had to watch it during whatever's on.
The newest season was on demand, and then you could watch the old seasons on like in one straight stream.
Oh, got it. Okay.
So does Disney have the rights to that now, or just?
I think the newer seasons, yeah. So that's why they killed that app, because it had the other episodes.
Wow. Yeah. Well, I think if they have the newer seasons, they probably have rights to the old seasons too. Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So, Agatha all along. Moses, how what was your relationship with Agatha all along?
I knew it was her all along. Hold on, talk to somebody else, because I'm actually signing in on the computer finally. So, but I gotta.
Got you. Yeah, no problem. Look, I don't know why I thought you were on the computer, even though you're moving around, obviously, right?
Like
your
camera. Of course, the computer.
Hey, look, it's like, hey, man, you might have a special computer. Hey, with your eye rolls. Oz, talk to us about Agatha all along. What were your thoughts on your initial viewing of Agatha?
Not as good as WandaVision. Kind of middle of the road. Are we doing spoilers?
I mean, sure. Like,
I don't
why
think
not?
it matters, because the biggest shocks or surprises or whatever were spoiled like months ago.
That's true.
Like I told you earlier, we already knew who that dude was Wiccan. We already knew that was Death. Other than that, there's not really like a lot of surprises.
Yeah. I will say that, I look, and again, I don't know how I missed it. I don't know if I was just not paying attention to Agatha news, but I did not know that home chick was Death. I did not know that was going to happen, and so
come on, man. Even I knew that after I read the spoilers on some article.
I didn't either. Like,
yeah.
I was just I thought nobody watched it. Like, so I didn't hear any articles about it. I didn't hear,
The thing was, this was spoiled before the show even came out, because the Pops came out. Like,
Wiccan, look, I'm behind on my Pops.
Like, Wiccan, there was a lot of like rumors and speculation, and
right.
And then the Pops came out, and the big story was that they revealed that homegirl was Death, because Death. Wiccan was such not a surprise that same Pop, whatever thing, also had Wiccan on it, and nobody even talked about that.
I never even I didn't see that at all. So Emily was outside, and I see Wiccan pop up in full costume. Like, once they say the name, I know it is. But when he showed up in full costume, I was like, "Holy shit!" Mm-hmm. Yeah, because it looked cool. I didn't think they're gonna go full on like that on them, even with using the character.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And it's like the costume looks like Wiccan's costume.
It looks like Moko's drawing, but better.
even though it's interesting, because I kind of feel like he that kid seems a little tall, like, I don't know. Maybe he's not too tall. Maybe he's just around a lot of shorter people, because it is like, maybe all those women are shorter, and that's all it is. But I'm just like, when I think of Wiccan as being like a smaller dude, And so, I was like, oh, he's lanky. But
yeah, no, he's not that, because they're not that tall. So I mean, he's
yeah,
like at eye level with Red Foreman's mom, and she's like 4'11" or something. Yeah.
okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. But well, you say not as good as WandaVision, Oz. What part of it do you feel is not as good? Or if there's a part specifically that you feel is not as good?
I guess the way they go episode by episode, I want to say story, but it's more a presentation. WandaVision, the thing about it was every episode was a different TV era.
Mm-hmm.
And I think they did a really good job of that. And this one is kind of doing the same thing where every episode is like a different decade.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just not as fun or interesting. I was cringing the one episode where I knew they were gonna sing. Like I just that was horrible.
You don't like the singing?
No, when they sung like to open the Witch's Road, that went on way too long. But okay, I get it. But then there's a whole nother episode where that they have to sing to do it, and that like I wasn't into it. But
like that was a full on musical number. That other one, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't like that either. But I just don't like those in general.
Like the horror one with the ghost, like that one was interesting.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's so I don't want to say it's a bad show. I just don't think it's as good as Wanda.
Oh yeah, no, I agree with you on that.
Yeah,
but I mean, I feel like that way about most shows, probably that were like maybe WandaVision was just a moment in time, but I feel like like the way that hit in particular feels like that most shows aren't as good as that.
Well, it's making me dread Vision Quest.
Is make you dread Vision Quest? You said?
Yeah, because I'm seeing like a downhill trend.
Mm.
Nah, you know what it is? It's a character. Like that's one of the things. It's if you get an Agatha Harkness comic, you're not like gonna get the best comic around. Like if you're used to reading Avengers with Scarlet Witch, like you read a Young Avengers book and then an Agatha Harkness book, like you're not gonna get it. Like it's not gonna be the same type of book, And that's how I feel about this. This feels like reading Agatha Harkness comic that I didn't ask for, but it actually feels more like a DC. It feels more like a Sandman comic than it does a Marvel comic, like a Vertigo comic. The way it works with the thematic per episode, and I enjoyed it a lot. I enjoyed it. I mean, I'm a fan of of the witches myself. I wish I wish the Salem 7 looked better, but they only showed them in like animal form, and that's when they actually look cool. But aside, you can't tell them apart from each other.
Yeah.
They were better in Avengers. Like if I'm gonna criticize the show, I'm gonna criticize it for that. The show did what it did, and it utilized everybody perfectly. It flowed the way it flowed, and that's fine for me. It's short enough. I don't need. I liked it. The Wiccan kid was cool. The man on man thing was a little weird, but then when I realized who he was, I'm like, oh, it's okay, I guess. Huh? Well, yeah, but like even how I wish they were better about the magic, like in terms of like how Marvel utilizes magic, But other than that, like those are my few criticisms. But I enjoyed it all. Like Catherine Hahn as her, like I loved when she came back as a ghost with the white hair. Kind of like finally we get her with the fucking white hair. Shit. But it's not that I didn't like her without the white hair, but I'm not trying to see her origin story either. Like some of my favorite comics are with her, and I don't know any of her origin. I just know she's got a talking cow with her, and that's what I missed here too, a talking cow. And I was hoping Franklin Richards would show up too. Yeah. And that's another criticism is they're not utilizing her like they would in the comics. Like she's almost a straight villain. And that part of the cool thing about her is that she's only a villain depending on who she's fighting, but she can be like almost either an anti-hero or ambivalent, you know, like she's just about the magic, you know, like, and depending on what her goal is, she's gonna be a villain or she could be an ally, you know, and she's capable of aligning herself with like science people, you know, like Hank Pym or you know, Fantastic Four or like Doctor Strange, you know.
Yeah.
I like Jennifer Kale.
I like the portrayal in this too, even though like the character doesn't look anything like that. But
Yeah, and it was a little on the nose with the herbal stuff.
yeah,
It's kale and she's like a herbalist stuff.
yeah.
But but yeah, no, there's another like I I wish we had Satana instead of Death, but I liked Death how she was too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Like I think that would have been a better villain or a better because once you go with Death, that's a big thing. Because now it's like you wouldn't do that for Thanos, but you're gonna do it for this, or like you wouldn't do that for Deadpool, but you're gonna do it for this. You know, like yeah.
Yeah.
So Death is a big step. Like even when they mentioned Mephisto and stuff, it's like they mentioned them, they didn't show them. Yeah, because once you show them, it's a big step. Like there's you got to go other ways, and it made me want to watch Hellstorm again.
Well, they're bringing Mephisto in at some point with Borat.
Yeah, I mean, good. Yeah, that's all fine and dandy. But I'm saying, like, once you bring him in, you got to bring him in for something good, not something like like this. You know, like
something that is like equal to the station of the character.
This is literally the Trials of Shazam by Judd Winnick, just with with Agatha Harkness in it. And you know, they're two different types of characters, so they play out the same way. But you read the Trials of Shazam with Judd Winnick and having Freddie Freeman earn his powers back, like that's this literally 9 issues, 9 episodes. You know, like it's the crucible of like, you know, of Odysseus or Theseus or whoever the fuck. It's that same old story, but you know, it's just I would have wished more like, okay, she finds out who she is. Now let's go on a quest to really like get her powers maybe halfway through the series and then fuck shit up. Either make her the real villain or a hero, whatever you're gonna do it. The whole crucible aspect for a whole season, I think, was too much for me. Like I would have wanted. I want to see more out of Agatha Harkness. I see more power from her on Marvel Snap.
Need her on Snap.
I mean, I like using her, but I don't like.
Bitch loses me every game.
I win when people use her on me. I win sometimes, like most times actually, but that's just because my decks are. I got a big swinging deck.
So, it's interesting because I hear what you're saying, Mo, in regards to, you know, like death should be a bigger deal, or at least seem like a bigger deal. Yeah. Even though I will say that the way that she was portrayed in this was actually like it was pretty good, and like the actual effect and whatnot was pretty awesome too. Which you know, like
how she relates to Agatha, I think, is what really made it good. Because that's in Marvel, that's kind of how it is too. Like it's with Thanos, that should be a bigger deal, but like the way they made it fit with her was good too. Like they didn't underutilize her or misuse her. It was just like I wish I would have seen her somewhere else first.
Right. You know? And hopefully we will. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like it was because
but I want to see her in Thanos, and we're not going to see her. That's
I agree.
Like, it's too late. Like it's a little too late. It's like
and
it's like when the husband beats you, and then he wants to come back, and he apologizes and goes to get help, and he's like, it's too little, too late. That's how I feel about Marvel with Death. Like I wanted to see her in Infinity War. Yeah,
they ain't apologizing.
Again, that's what I'm saying. It's like it, not it is it.
But yeah, I understand why they didn't do it then, but they should have done it then.
Why didn't they do it?
Well, I mean, like you have to explain a lot to get to like the whole relationship of Thanos and Death and whatnot. Like there's a lot of backstory there.
They literally said you might need to wear a diaper to this movie. It's long. Like they were prepared to make long movies.
You don't even need that much. Just let us know that that's Death, and he's trying to impress her.
That's a dude that hasn't read comics. Read fucking comics. There's a whole lot of Thanos without Death. That's how you get the helicopter shit.
Right, exactly. The Thanos copter.
Why didn't he put the helicopter in Infinity, whatever?
He used a propeller. Like that was his weapon.
It wasn't Loki.
I think it was, right? Yeah. They did like a little homage to it.
Yeah.
But anyway, so one thing I will say is like I did like Agatha all along, but one place that I definitely like have to criticize is it definitely came across as like from a production standpoint, like there was like budget cuts. Like something about the actual like in this, I guess again, like because it's Agatha, you kind of have to.
Well, they spent all that money on all the stuff in those fucking credit scenes, those like witch homages in mass media. Like they pay for all that shit to show that footage. Like
I don't know if that's true or not.
Yeah,
like,
because not all those are Fox or Disney.
Well, but it might be like some of that stuff might just be what is it, public domain now, right?
No, there were other movies. Like I'm literally watching scenes from The Craft as I'm watching Louis Desposito produce it.
The Craft? That's definitely not public domain.
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know. Like they own a lot, so I don't know.
And plus the song they used too, they paid probably too much for that song. The girl that I forget her name, the girl that sings like
there's like 10
the whisper girl. I forget her name. She had blue hair. Man, I sound like an old fuck, man. I'm sorry.
I don't know who you're talking about.
Yeah. Well, okay, boomer.
Yeah, it was Ricky Minaj a Trois.
But it definitely felt like like it's hard not to make or initially think back to WandaVision, right? Because it's Agatha, and it's like even like the neighborhood and stuff. Like it felt like okay, it looks different in this show than it did in WandaVision, and I'm like, man, like that's unfortunate to like. For it to feel like it's like more setty, like it's more like stage as opposed to like a location. And and which is weird because
it's still
most of WandaVision
Shield.
Huh?
It's still better than Agents of Shield.
Damn.
I don't know if I don't think that's true.
Yeah.
And like
you haven't watched it in a while.
Maybe. I don't know. But I guess it's weird because WandaVision, like a lot of that stuff is made to look like a TV set. You know what I'm saying? But it didn't look like it was TV. It looked like it was reality's version of TV. Like as opposed to like Agatha all along, there were some points where I'm like, it looks like a set. That's weird because I'm not used to that. But yeah, but I feel like that was the only thing that I really was a little disappointed by. Like the rest of it, I actually really did enjoy. Like the characters were pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. Except for the Salem 7.
I mean, yeah, like the Salem 7 were generic, which is sad because the characters in the comics aren't that.
Right. And, but that and the fucking like it's what pissed me off. I got excited when I actually just saw animal performers be them, and I was like, and then they turn into the wraiths, and it's like it's so stupid. Like, and that, again, don't pay that chick for her song. Don't put the Craft in the credits, but show me the Salem 7. Like that is a waste. Like that's worse than the Death thing for me. Like they wasted the Salem 7 there. Like it's like it even like Luke Cage did the Serpent Society better than how they did, Damn. And I guess it's like witchy aesthetic or whatever. But fuck, I get you're trying to get other people to watch it, but Read my lips. Where's my? Damn it! I can't.
Where is it?
Oh no! Hold on. Hold on.
He's gonna say no new taxes.
Oh, okay.
I want the comics to look like. I want the shit to look like the comics. Like I want. If you're gonna use the Salem 7, make them look like it at least. At least color like Power Rangers or shit. Like yeah. Give me something like that's a waste of characters right there, and you don't get a second shot. That's it. This will be whatever. Like
There's no Flashpoint.
right or Crisis on Infinite Earths.
Or Secret Wars 1 through 5.
So
that's why I was having my technical difficulties today, trying to set up the 2 cameras. Shoot.
there it is. Yeah. Look. What else do we need to say about Agatha all along? Like, where are you guys hoping that character pops up next? Like, are you thinking he's gonna stick around with Wiccan for a while, or?
Well, I was hoping they might do like a children's crusade type of thing, because that's kind of what it looked like it was starting,
Right.
And so I was like excited for it, and it's still like a watered down version of it, but at this point, like I like the witches, I like the Marvel witches, so it's like, I watch shows about witches all the time. But now I get one that's Marvel, so I'm happy with this, and so I want more, like maybe not with Agatha, but more of that like magical side of Marvel shown with different characters. So I had to go back and like watch Hellstorm so that they renew it, and low key, like I don't want I wouldn't even want them to recast those characters. Like I know the show got canceled and it was bad, but like just do it better next time. It's like comics. Like you had a bad miniseries, but then you get another good one. Like
right.
The comics is forgiving like that, and I'm willing to forgive the shows like I forgive the comics, even if I don't like it on the first try.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch.
Yeah. Say what?
I'm gonna watch Hellstorm tomorrow. Well, because after watching Agatha all along, I went and Larry, did you ever read that book, Witches, from Marvel? It was like a 4-parter.
I'm not sure I did.
Doctor Strange and Jennifer Kale's brother accidentally opened the book of what's it called, the Tome of Jaranen or something, and he released the Hellfire, which is like this Balrog thing. So they need Jennifer Kale to close it, because only a Kale could open or close the book. But he needs witches, so he recruits her, Jennifer Kale, Topaz, and Satana. And it's it's like Charlie's Angels, but it's like Doctor Strange's Angels. Yeah.
2004.
Yeah, that shit.
I'm looking. That's when
Yeah, that shit.
I've never read that.
Oh, it's so good.
Well, 2004 was actually when the trade came out. So
I think
that might mean it was like 2003.
No, maybe, yeah. But either way, like that shit was tight. I can't share it because I'm not. I don't have the admin here. But
what are you trying to share?
No, the picture of the book.
I can probably do that. Hold on. Yeah, but I don't know that ironically enough, I'm sitting here thinking like we didn't this was before we even knew each other.
Yeah, I read that.
which that blows my mind, because I'm like, man, that means it's been a minute. But
I remember buying the first one because I was actually in college, and I ran and took the bus to go grab it at Heidi Ho, and then run back to before class to get there before class started. My next class started. Yeah.
Gotcha.
At SMC. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I don't even know that I knew this book existed.
It was a Thursday.
I remember it like it was yesterday.
Yeah, but this one's remembering days.
Listen, Mo's memory is crazy. It's insane. So, I know, right? Yeah, listen, it's the gift of the curse.
A Thursday at 3:47 p.m.
That was like 9:30, but I was like running to there because they open at 10. So I wanted to be there right when they open so I could run back and make my class at 11:05.
Yeah, look, I'm looking at another. Oh, go ahead, Heck. I'm sorry.
What was this, high school or?
No, it's college. It was Santa Monica College. Paying $6 a unit. Back in my day, we paid $6 a unit.
Look, I because that picture for Witches was on Marvel's website, and when you look at one book, they shoot you like they're like, oh, you might want to try this, and there's another thing that came out in 2005 called Spellbinders, which is another witches, another book about witches, which I've never heard of.
I didn't read that one.
Yeah, but why you say bro like that?
Amazon's selling this shit for $61.
Witches?
Yeah, because there's no recent version, so they're selling the one from 2004. $61 used.
It is out of print, yeah.
That's crazy.
Or I guess that it is, if it's out of print, that's what it is. But whatchamacallit, if you do Marvel Unlimited, because I went to search it there, they have all 4, so you can do it for a trial of 7 days.
There you go.
I'm actually going on there right now to see if they have Spellbinders.
Spellbinders looks like it might be. Is it Mike Carey that wrote that? It might be Mike Carey.
Oh man, that's gonna be so good.
But yeah, it's like I'm sitting here like what? Who was doing this portion of Marvel? Like I'm like where there was like a little witch thing. I'm like I missed that completely. I'm like that's interesting.
I was just happy to have them because it's like they're almost like Vertigo books. Like if you like the DC stuff, it's like Vertigo books. Like that Witches book feels like literally like a Magic Charlie's Angels. Doctor Strange is in there just to get dudes to buy it,
right.
But he's recruiting them because he needs them,
right?
And he sets them off to the adventure, and then but that's kind of like how like books of magic or like the Trenchcoat Brigade books are on Vertigo too, with So,
no, whatchamacallit sounds awesome though. The idea of like a magical Charlie's Angels, like that's enough for me to be like, oh, I want to see what that's like. Like I don't know if I'll end up like loving it, but it's interesting enough for me to be like, okay, I'm intrigued, So that's cool.
Spellbinders you guys are talking about?
Yeah.
Spellbinders is another series that came out like after the Witches book. It seems like I don't think they're necessarily related.
Yeah.
But it's just one of these things where it's another book about basically like a young lady that goes to a high school and there's witches there.
Okay, no, I was looking at the wrong one. I was looking at Spellbinders from 1986.
Oh, is that a Marvel comic as well?
I don't know. Let me click on that. But you guys were describing it. I was like, that's not what I'm looking at.
Oh no! What the book
comics? Quality Comics.
Oh, okay, Quality Comics. The book Moses was talking about is actually called Witches. The one that's like the magical Charlie's Angels. Spellbinders was another book I just happened to see, so that's a different book.
Okay, yeah, Marvel Spellbinders. There it is.
Yeah. Shout out to Taken Tugboat. He says hello, FF. Just popping in for a bit to say hello. Hello, Taken. And he says, I just got promoted to full-time from part-time at my high school job. Congratulations, Taken Tugboat.
Yeah.
Look, next round of drinks on Taken.
Yeah, no. That means we can hang out more because he's always like, no, I don't want to miss out on work because they're gonna look at me for full-time. So now he could call in sick.
First day full-time. It's like, I got a cough.
Like we were supposed to go to all this Halloween shit, and then we ended up not doing any of it because not on his end, but on our end, we just got busy and shit too.
Got it.
By the way, Spellbinders 1 through 6. Well, they're missing issue 2 on eBay. $7.
That ain't bad.
Oh, interesting.
$5.60 with the coupon code.
But is that a bidding or for sale?
That's buy it now or best offer.
Shit.
I give you $5 for all of them. Give you $4.99.
They're missing issue 2 though. I don't know if issue 2 is like the special.
That's the pivotal one. No, I'm joking. I don't know.
No. What happens is that because nobody bought the first one, like issue 2 was the one that they didn't print as much, but the stores didn't order enough. So
right.
And then when the actual people, then that's when you get 3 and 4. So issue 2 is always the one that's missing. Like that's the one. If you're trying to get a collection, issue 2 is the one that's always missing.
I found one that has all 6 for $18.
Interesting.
$2 shipping.
I found one person selling the 4 witches issues.
Oh, I'm talking about
Spellbinders,
not the witches.
Yeah, I know. I know what you're talking about.
There you go.
How much? How much for the 4, Heck?
$12, $14.10 shipping.
That's wild.
Yeah. I'm like,
yeah.
I'll give you $5 shipping.
All right, well, shoot. Let's wrap up with Agatha. Let's rate it, and we'll move on to our next topic. Oz, what would you rate Agatha All Along?
I'm gonna say a 3. Not great, not horrible. Kill some time.
Got you. Moses Magnum, what would you rate Agatha All Along?
With all the criticisms I had for it, it's a 5 out of 5. Like I love it.
Really?
No, I did. Yeah. Like my criticisms are just like this is what comic book shows are. Like they need someone like me to like make it more comic booky. Some of these directors don't want to make a comic booky, but guess what? You kind of have to because I'm your fucking audience too. You know,
right?
And especially if you want people to buy the fucking comics, like if it behooves your company to like sell printed media too on top of their subscription, you should kind of make it similar. You know. So yeah, but I did enjoy it. I enjoyed it. Like I love the casting. Aubrey Plaza. It made me want to watch. I never really wanted to watch Parks and Recreation because of Chris Pratt. So I haven't, but now I will because Aubrey Plaza was so cool in here that I want to watch her there too.
That's fair. You know what? I'm gonna give it. I think I got to give it like a 3.5. Even though I really liked it, and that's the thing where it's like, it's one of those things where I can both enjoy it, and know that hey, I enjoyed it and I liked watching this, but can also recognize like, hey, you know what? It's not the greatest. It's just good. So, I think that, if you happen to have my taste, you'll like it a lot. But, if you don't, you'll be fine. Like I would definitely say, give it a shot and see. But at the same time too, it's funny though, because I know like you all were talking about the music. I actually liked the singing. Like I felt like it was.
Yeah, but you like musicals.
I mean, sure. But I wouldn't say that none of this was like a musical. It was legit.
Too.
It was a musical performance inside of a TV show.
Yeah.
But it was relevant to the plot. You know what I mean? Like it's like legit. Like every time they sung, there was a legitimate reason for them singing,
right.
Not just a song sung.
No. The one with the dance number and stuff in it too. Like that's the one I'm talking about, and it's the plot. They could have wrote the plot different where that didn't happen.
They made the singing a plot point, but why not do that?
Well, I mean, they did it to open the gate, and then they did it you know, especially that song, like with the whole thing. I love that aspect, like where it's like
Yeah.
the 70s band sings the song too. Like one of my
Yeah.
favorite witch movies is Lords of Salem, and that has the
Mhm.
same theme, and it's a fucking great fucking movie. I love what they did with the record like that, how they did it here.
Mhm.
But it's just that one dance number thing. It's a musical number, and I'm like, that's what I don't like. Like they could have wrote it where that didn't need to happen, you know. But then you know they
Okay.
play the song later, especially the last episode, the epilogue, where they're showing like it's like crescendoing, like they're actually rounding the song that hymn over and over on
Mhm.
itself as they're showing things. Like I thought that was great. Like it
Yeah.
made that song like every time they use that song, it made it like build up to that, and
Mhm.
that I really enjoyed that. So, but I didn't have the music problem. It was just that one scene where I did
Yeah.
have the music
I
problem.
guess I would make a distinction between this versus like say the musical number in Marvels, where you're just like, okay, like this didn't have to happen. You know, like somebody just decided they wanted like this kind of scene in the movie, and it feels like it. You know, you know, somebody just decided, and it's like, okay, hey,
It felt the same to me. Look,
it felt the same. Okay.
I understand singing to cast a spell to open the door. Fine.
Mhm.
Well, if you're gonna give me an episode where the villain's a fire demon, I don't need like a chick with a bell like going ding. You know, like it's just that episode pissed me off.
Mm.
Right.
Perfectly good fire.
We've all
It looked
played.
good. Fire demon looked good too. Like
Yeah.
that could have been a much better battle.
We've all played Final Fantasy. You don't fight a fire demon with singing. Yeah.
Or do you?
No, Larry.
Depends
You
on
know
what
you
level
don't.
bard you are.
Larry, you know you don't.
You fight fire with fire.
Right. That's why Kamala should have been the old white man.
There it is. So, but yeah, man. Okay. Heck, when you get access to Disney Plus, are you going to watch Agatha alone?
I might.
How would you
That's
rate
right.
our review of
Have you watched WandaVision?
I have not.
Oh, you gotta watch that first.
You do have to watch that.
So I
first.
have to watch that to get to Agatha.
You don't have to.
Well, there's a lot more Agatha origin in WandaVision.
Yeah.
That's true.
And then, you know, if you're gonna find out how Wiccan gets to be Wiccan, you need WandaVision.
Yeah, you know what? Oz is right. You do
And
need
you have to
WandaVision.
watch Multiverse of Madness too.
Damn.
You don't have to watch. You don't.
Yeah,
you don't
you
have
do.
to watch Multiverse.
Yeah, you
of
do
Madness.
because you got. That's how you understand how this dude became Wiccan.
No,
Well, you gotta find out what happens to Wanda
Mm-hmm.
because that's
you don't have to find
that's
out.
how the show.
Yeah, you
opens.
do because she's the Scarlet Witch, and then now you're fighting the Emerald Witch, the Green Witch. It's a spectrum of emotions and light.
I mean, hey,
You like
listen, you should watch Multiverse of Madness just because it's a cool movie, but not because you have to watch Agatha all along.
I now I have homework. Shit.
Yeah,
I
now's
give
good
the
times.
I give the review a 4.
We'll take it.
Would it have
We'll
been a
take it.
5 without the homework?
If we had no, if we had a singing number, it would have
Right? See,
The
See?
singing would have taken it to a 4.5.
There it is. There it is. Okay, you guys ready to talk about Justice League Crisis on Infinite Earths Part 3?
I'm not.
Comic book theater.
All right. Oz, why don't you tell us about Justice League comic Crisis on Infinite Earths 3?
It was part 3 of the Crisis movies. Okay, so Warworld, like, was this the same group? Because I kind of like I forgot all about that until like they show it again. I'm like, oh yeah, that did happen. Huh, look at that. So yeah, they try to do Crisis on Infinite Earth animated and split it up into 3 different movies. And I don't think you needed 3. I think you could have done it in 2.
Well, if you would have did it right, you could do a 3-movie epic. But if you did it this way, we just got 3 movies where I could yell out, "Commandee!"
They did it better than the live action Crisis.
Yeah.
Which one is the
CW?
Arrowverse.
The CW?
Yeah.
Okay.
That one was weird.
It's weird, but is it better? Is this one better?
I don't.
Yeah.
I think John Constantine ruins the whole shit.
Is this an animated adaptation of Crisis on Infinite Earths, or
Not
is
like a direct?
No, it's an animated reimagining.
So it's like, is it like a New 52 version? Because when they did the Death of Superman, it was like a New 52 version.
Yeah, no, it's not. This is like, this doesn't take it. It takes a name as a basis and some of the concepts as a basis, but it does its own thing.
Okay.
Like there's no it's even like the Flash thing where he like comes and warns you, like it's that happened in War World, so it's like different than how it happens in the comics, you know.
Okay.
Yeah, it's been maybe 30 years since I've read the Crisis books, but I don't remember there being multiple anti-monitors.
I don't know if that's the case either. Like, I feel like there's a version of the comic book story where there are multiple, but I don't know if like the original is like that or not.
Well, it happened later in 52 where there was more than one, but it wasn't like that many either, right? Or was it just monitors?
There was a lot of monitors.
Yeah.
But as far as I remember, there was only one anti-monitor. And that's why in Blackest Night, there was only one black anti-monitor.
Yeah. We don't call them black anymore in America.
I think we do now.
It starts with after yesterday, it starts with an N.
Damn. Cold-blooded.
Yeah, man. But like,
here's the thing about this movie.
Okay.
I don't remember much about the first 2.
You don't need to.
Well, but here's the thing. It's like, and this is what I do remember about us talking about the first 2, or at least what I remember, is just the feeling like it was just like random sets of events like happening like back to back. Like none of it felt coherent. And this story in this part of the movie, like it picked up right where the set part 2 ended. But it definitely just felt, again, like it was just like, okay, random things kind of happening one behind another. And I don't know. I guess for me, I'm familiar with the comic, and I'm still like looking at the things happening on the screen. Like it feels like there should have been a little bit more setup or a little bit more explanation for that to happen.
Like, I gotta watch these back to back because, like,
we gotta do a film festival.
Like the moment Wonder Woman, like
9 hours of this shit,
sees the cowboy guy.
9 hours of me going, "Come on,
I made the connection. Like, okay, yeah, because there's a part where she was the cowboy, but I don't remember if that was a Crisis, if that was one of the Crisis ones, or if that was World. Like, it's like all a blur. Like, I just can't.
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta watch these like back to back to really get it.
But that wasn't one of the Crisis on Infinite Earth movies, was it? Was that the first one?
No. It could have been World because that was its own movie.
It might have been World.
I feel like it was World.
It was the first third of World where it was like Wonder Woman fighting the cowboys, right?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. But it's hard to follow. So like you got multiple characters from different worlds and they're all doing weird shit. The first quarter of it is unnecessary, like the dinosaur scene and
Mhm.
whatever the hell was going on in Gotham. But once you get rid of that and you get back to the plot, it gets good. Like I had some emotional moments.
This
once all
movie,
that got over
this
with.
third one was better than the other two in
I'll
terms
give you
of
that.
characterization, because they
Yes.
basically they refined the characters they're using to make you like, even like the Gotham stuff, like Helena talking to Batman, you know, like
Hmm.
and even like for me the dinosaur scene for me was all worth it just to see Black Canary Dinah Drake talk to fucking Oliver Queen, and she says, "Oh, I'm Oliver Queen." She's like, "I know," like, because that's like her dad in another universe, you know, like.
Hmm.
So like shit like that was really cool for me, and a lot of that stuff kind of happened here, and knowing who's who, and
Yeah.
this is, I feel like this movie was the first one out of the three that where I was able to keep track of the people. Cause I'm like, I think that is like the Black Canary from the Birds of Prey TV show. Yeah, like yeah.
I
And
think.
that
Go ahead.
go ahead. No, go ahead.
I think they fucked up in not getting rid of one of the Supermen. Because the
Mm.
moment
Yeah.
where like Superman's like, it has to be me, I have to make this sacrifice. I'm like, well, there's two of you.
Yeah.
You know, one of you can go, and we're still fine. We're all good.
But in the end, it's like it doesn't matter how many of you there are, because we're gonna it's a unity. We're gonna synthesize, and like for me, like that really got, I did take an edible, and I was like, but it really got them. Man, this is like probably like how we're born. Like we're just synthesized versions of other universe versions of ourselves, and the moment we're living now is like we're all of ourselves.
I
Like,
gotta
but
ask
here,
you, because you
Yeah.
popped into my mind when I was watching this.
Yeah.
When the question looks at the Spectre,
Yeah.
it's like, dude, I'm against everything you represent.
Everything
And
you've
fuck
done.
that,
Yeah.
that's not my
Yeah.
reality. I'm going this way.
Yeah.
I thought about
Dude,
you.
I was like, fuck. This is like the best question moment.
It was a
and
great
again,
moment.
I haven't had that even in comics, like that moment, or I haven't read it at least, so it's like I was like, I fucking love that. Like he's the only one that didn't go through the portal.
Yeah.
And
He's like, I'd rather be erased. I'd rather be erased than to step through that thing.
Because it's like it does, yeah, and dude, and it
That
was
felt
so,
like the opposite of Jonah Hex doing the sign of the cross for you.
yeah, dude, it's like Jonah Hex doing an upside down cross, like doing the devil. It's like fuck you Christians, yeah, or fuck you Christ, not Christians. We love Christians, we hate Christ. Yeah.
What?
We have to love them now.
As Satanists, we are adversaries,
He's saying
enemies of
he likes
Christianity, not
people.
enemies of Christians.
Yeah, he likes people. He hates the God.
Well, I'll on one, on a case by case basis with people. By the way, yeah.
No,
Yeah.
of course.
Yeah. Not people
But-
as a whole. I like persons.
But man, dude, it was funny because I was watching that joint with Nia, and he said that, Crush said that, and she's like, "Oh, but where's he gonna go?" That's what she was like, but where's he gonna go? Because she was basically saying like, "Oh, he talked that big game, but he's about to step through the portal." And then he walked the other way. And she was like, "Dang!" We were both like, "Woo."
Yeah, it's like he did the Rorschach move. Like they basically because he's Rorschach is like an analog for the
It's
Quest.
based on,
So
yeah,
they
that
gave him a
character, yeah.
moment like the Rorschach in Watchmen, and it was great. Again, like
Yeah.
it doesn't it has its flaws, but this third one I really enjoyed it a lot. Like, I mean, I wish Emily would get on camera and say, because I was like a giddy, like a little kid, like like reading the shit for the first time. And it's like, if a comic book movie could get that out of me, like the shit's a 5 out of 5, no matter what flaws it has. Yeah.
Yeah. No, and you are right that it gets like some great character moments, especially in the latter half of the movie. But it's funny,
and
because
they did the homage to the cover. Yeah.
They did. They absolutely
And
did
I'm
do
like,
the homage to the cover.
I've been waiting for that. I've been waiting for that this whole trilogy. And then later after that, I went, come on, D.
Come on, D. But you know, the where it's weird because I feel like it's just about like it's about like some of the plot points. Like I guess, you know, like I said, if they feel like a little disconnected, but at the same time, it feels like a DC event book. You know, like that happens in DC event comics sometimes too for me, right? So I'm just like, okay, well, so I can't. And Crisis is like, you know, I mean, the comic can feel like that sometimes too. Now the difference, of course, being that the comic was written like back in what, mid '80s,
Right.
So that was like a, you know, and it's,
if you don't read, it's like if you didn't read tie-ins, like where they fucked up is they didn't give us tie-ins between movies or between like a little web comic or maybe a little web series or something while we wait for the other one, because you know we're waiting for each chapter. Yeah,
right,
like we did for Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, but how did you all feel about the different homages to the different worlds as they got erased? How did you all feel about those?
I mean, I guess they had to do all animated series. They couldn't. I liked it, sort of.
Okay. Did you cry when they erased the Super Friends?
No. I thought it was funny that like the computer was printing out that there's a crisis happening and you're like looking at it as they go away.
Yeah.
No, I think that's fine. They went through all the animated stuff. It reminded me of the WB one because they went through all the live action stuff.
Yeah.
Like, okay, now everything's covered. No, I shed a tear. Supergirl made me shed a tear. Like that scene was impactful. I didn't expect like I expected what was going to happen, but then it still got me.
Yeah,
credit to the way it was done.
Yeah, and then after watching My Adventures with Superman and seeing like that Supergirl story, because it's a little similar to this one.
Yeah,
like it kind of it. Yeah, I'm like, man, like fucking James Gunn better not fuck up. Like he could fuck up Superman, but at this point he can't fuck up Supergirl because like low key, like she's becoming through these different mediums and even like absolute power and shit. Like she's becoming one of my like favorite characters. Like as much as like Superman, like she's outshining. I mean, she's kind of been doing that since New 52 a little bit, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like James Gunn better not fuck up Supergirl.
I'm a little bit
even the like how CW did Supergirl. Sorry, I didn't. But like that was another aspect of it where it's like on the Flash she was great, on her show she wasn't. But that's just the writing. But I still enjoyed her, like the character, the actress. Like I'm excited to watch Supergirl on TV. You know, which is something I never thought I'd. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was going to say something similar to what Mo was saying is I'm a little sad that I won't get the chance to see her on Superman and Lois.
Yeah.
Because the way, if they do her half as good as they're doing that Superman, it's still going to be amazing to watch.
Right. Yeah. 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 I can't disagree. Supergirl definitely comes through in this. I felt. How did you all feel in regards to like the animation in and of itself for part 3?
It was a little choppy at first for me, and then I just got sucked into the characters and the story and stopped caring. It could have still been choppy, but it looked good as it went on, just because I was enjoying it. Yeah,
right.
Especially when Kamandi was right there.
Yeah, this same. I was fine with the animation. I like that when they showed the different animated universes, they did that style as best as they could.
Right.
R.I.P. Kevin Conroy.
Yeah.
A little bit of a tear for that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's that Batman voice and what he said too, where it's like Joker's like, "Hey, it's the end of the world, and what else? Is there anything else you were gonna do?" Yeah. He's like, there's nowhere else I'd rather be than fighting evil. Like he's gonna die fighting evil, and it's like that is like really encapsulates that Batman. Like it's the shit. That's why his animated Batman will forever be the better Batman.
Yeah. So cool. Should we go ahead and rate this bad boy?
I give it a 5 out of 5 just for my enjoyment. It's not technically great, and the whole series itself is kind of wonky, but it's fun. I really just have fun watching all these characters in the background, and I'm like calling them out, and shit like that. So I really like. If this is the end of it, my big criticism that would knock it down from a 5 if I wanted to would be the not Jonah Hicks, Constantine thing. Like this is a sci-fi thing. Like magic isn't, especially his magic, like shouldn't be that strong. Like I was happy to see Dr. Fate do his thing, but it's still not like they utilized Dr. Fate in a science fiction story properly. Yeah, but it was to get John Constantine, which is like, nah, get the fuck out of here. Like, if you're gonna get into metaphysical shit, like we had the Spectre, like Spectre, but Spectre's playing more of a watcher role than anything. Where I was like, nah, dude. Like, I mean, I love him and I love that about him too, to a certain degree, but it could have been better executed for the Spectre. Like they could have even if they just mixed it, like, oh, I had to possess John Constantine. The Spectre had to possess John Constantine to be able, and those two magic, like mystical things were strong enough, like that would fit in, but like the way they like overpowered John Constantine in a weird way. And I'm a Constantine fan, but
I know
but it's like he has his place,
Right. Yeah, I definitely know what you mean. Yeah. Let me ask this question, and Oz, maybe you can help me out here, even though, Mo, if you know. What was the Blue Lantern there for?
To power up the Green Lanterns.
Hope fuels will. Yeah.
Yeah, when they're in proximity, all the Green Lanterns like double, triple their energy output.
Okay. And so they were just like, we just needed backup.
I mean, I'm a little disappointed it wasn't Saint Sperm Face, but
yeah. Wait, dude, they don't call him Sperm Face, right?
His head looks like a sperm.
Yeah,
I know exactly what you're talking about. That guy was
really cool though. Like, it was like a zealot, like a Blue Lantern zealot guy. Like, he was so cool.
So, Oz, what would you rate Crisis on Infinite Earths Part 3?
I'm gonna go with 5 because, like I said, they're very emotional moments for me. Animation wise, it was fine. I don't think I had any issues, and same thing Mo was talking about. Like, I love Constantine as a character, and he made WB Crisis a little bit better, but he not necessary for this one. Like, all you really need is like Flash can fuck a lot of things up just by time traveling,
right,
and doing stuff like that. So yeah, you don't really need him for the way they use him. You don't need him. Have him there to do something cool and interesting, but he doesn't have to be the cause of the whole thing.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and give it a 4. It's definitely the best of the 3. I just think that all of them together, like, they're not. They're not great, honestly. I'm giving it a 4 just because I like some of the character moments and the Easter eggs. So yeah, like
real quick too.
I actually probably should give it a 3.5. What were you gonna say, real quick?
They don't actually tell you what happens to Constantine either, because he doesn't go through the portal. He assumes he's going to hell, but Spectre says, well, let's try something new, and then he just walks away with Spectre. So.
He's going to be, in the next round of movies, he's going to be the Phantom Stranger.
That's what you think, or is that
I like that's
what you
either him
surmise?
or the question, like, because that's one of the things like that they go with, because they have different origins for the Phantom Stranger, and one of the things it's like it's a dude left over from when all the universes collapsed, you know.
Got it.
Especially in New 52, that was a thing where it's like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
he's just left over from that universe.
Yeah,
Some people say like he was like Judas and he's been cursed because
Mhm.
of betraying Christ or things like that. But
Judas is what I hear. I guess it's probably New 52.
that one, and then the
coins.
Wandering Jew is what they call, where it's just a dude that was like there at the time of Moses and the Ten Commandments, and he just never died, like Ultra Humanite or something like that. Like, but he just wanders, like he doesn't do anything, and he's like gifted with somewhat mystical shit, and he's seen the worst the world has, and he can handle it, like both spiritually and physically.
He's just there.
Yeah.
That's wild.
And he's like a traveling, so he's like, because of it, he becomes like a traveling preacher just to like be able to travel and get resources. And then so there's different stories about it, but yeah, like the Judas thing is like, I think what the New 52 did, and then
52 did it.
Yeah,
That's the one I remember the most, because I guess those were supposed to be the coins that he got paid.
Yeah. And so there's like the Wandering Jew one, and then it's like there's another one where he's like just another, like the Spectre, but another one, you know, like there's like God's vengeance and like God's patience or some shit, you know. Like, there's like four different like origins for him. Sorry, 4 different origins for him. In focus. So, but yeah.
Man. Okay, cool. Honestly, now I'm not even sure if I've heard like the Wandering Jew is a potential origin for the Phantom Stranger in DC Comics. Is that what you said?
Yeah, but from the Vertigo days.
From the Vertigo
like
days.
for the
Okay,
Vertigo
gotcha.
comics, yeah. But it's also like, I mean, from like the 40s too, because
Yeah.
that's where he came out originally. But there's like 4 different, like they had, you know, when they kind of bring somebody back, they add another nuance to it or whatever. So in Vertigo, I think, I don't know if it was Neil Gaiman or like Mike Carey or somebody that like kind of made all 4 origins the possibilities. And it's just like, you know, and then Zack Snyder tried to do that with the Joker. I mean, Scott Snyder.
Oh.
Yeah.
Like Zack Snyder with the
Yeah.
Joker. I'm like, what? Like, he's like very brave. Very brave. No, there it is. Yeah. But okay, cool. Man. Shoot. Anything else you guys want to talk about before we wrap stuff up? I've been like, time flew.
Yeah. I blame Jay.
Yeah. I blame Jay too.
It's like when
Look,
Jay, it makes us want to hang out more, so we draw out. When he's not here, it's just not the same.
Real quick, DC Animated, their timeline is so convoluted. Ever since they started this new extended animated universe or whatever, where it started like New 52 with a Flashpoint Paradox.
Yeah.
From there to what was the last one? There was a final to that one, and then it switched over to
this one.
Yeah, where this one's kind of started with Death of Superman, but it was a New 52 version, and then it transitioned. You got Dark Knight Returns somewhere in there, which is like the best one because it's the most faithful to the comic, but not completely. And then you have all these other ones, and then you have this 3-parter that every time you guys review one, I'm like, hey, I forgot about this. I wanted to see this. And now I'm like, hey, I forgot about this. I wanted to wait for the whole thing to come out on like Blu-ray or something so I could get it. And now I was gonna get it anyway. I'm more sold off of the review, but I don't know, man. I don't know. And then whatever comes after this is gonna be just as out of place, I want to say. Because they already did the ending of New 52 going into Crisis. But now, like, if they do Phantom Stranger and everything, they're probably going to do like New 52 version again.
Well,
Because
it'll be was it like
All in.
no, not all in, but well, they might as well just go to that because it's like they did some stuff with Convergence too, right? Where
not
or
animated.
Oh yeah,
multiverse.
Convergence.
No, but for animated,
Yeah.
that's where they would go with like Convergence
Right.
I mean,
or
if
even Multiversity. Yeah.
if they did that, I would be all for it. Because just reading
Well,
Multiversity, it's a
but
good comic.
right, but like seeing
It
how
is.
they did New 52 animated, like they chose to go with New 52. Yeah, it's still not like they still didn't do like the best things that New 52 had. You know, like
I
they could
think
have done. You know, they could have done a lot of those. Like, you know, Black Hawks was good. Fucking
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, I'm partial to Swamp Thing and Animal
Mhm.
Man, you know,
Yeah.
and
Oh,
Agents
so
of Shade.
good.
Like they could have done a lot of that. Like the closest thing we have to that right now will be Creature Commandos, which I still haven't seen the trailer for.
I think they wanted to go with the big ones, like the Trinity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The way their animation is scheduled, it's so far behind. Like by the time we got to Death of Superman, the New 52 was over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We were
That's true.
already in Rebirth, so I think they were trying to catch up, but it's animation, so they can't get there quick enough.
Maybe they could use AI.
Yeah.
But I hope the next series of animated movies is a good one.
Well, it's interesting because I don't know. Like, I'm not exactly sure what their plan is for animated flicks moving forward. Just because I know that Creature Commandos is the next thing, and that is like one of the first things that's actually connected to the new like DC
Donna DC
extended universe. Huh?
Donna DC and Rebirth and everything.
Wait, but is Donna DC was the stuff that's happening in the comics though, right?
Yeah, Donna DC is basically what we're in now.
Right. Okay. Yeah, but it's not.
It was like
I thought we're all in.
All in is now.
It's like that's like Ultimate Universe.
Yeah, all in. I don't know what all in is completely. Then the way they title shit. So they have a collected thing of Superman that's called Absolute Superman. But then they have Absolute Superman.
Right.
And it's like, how do you title something the same and try to get it out there, but it's two completely different things?
Yeah, that's true. They should think through that a little bit better.
Yeah.
Like I think the Absolute Superman collection thing is like how you have like it's like a compendium, right?
Yeah,
it's like
right.
all the most necessary stories of Superman. But it doesn't help that they named their new universe Absolute, and then of course which has a title called Absolute Superman as well. I agree with you.
And it's not just that Superman, it's like all the compendiums are called Absolute now for some reason.
Yeah.
Like it's the most fucked up synergy that they pulled off.
Well, hey, that's DC.
Yeah, I suppose.
Oh, apparently, Dawn of DC concludes with Absolute Power 4.
Oh, really? And so All In is what's next?
I'm just reading off the wiki, so I have no idea.
So, is Dawn of DC as a universe is over, or it's just All In is just a continuation?
Yes.
All In is the next thing.
Because I know Dawn of DC was like the softest reboot of Rebirth.
Well, from what I'm it looks like they're like, I guess they're tired of doing crises.
Okay.
Because it was Infinite Frontier, and then that led to Dawn of DC, and now we're All In.
They're like, we're not changing, we're not rebooting nothing else, just this.
When was
love it.
When was what is it? Infinite Frontier?
Yeah.
When did that come out?
let me click on the link. 2021. So it's like every 2 years they're rebooting everything because Dawn of the Sea was like 23.
So that comes out after fucking death metal, right?
I don't think death metal has any bearing on changing things.
I think it did though.
Okay. No, go ahead. Look, I'm following Hex logic. Death metal was a crisis that would have led to Infinite Frontier.
Yeah, because metal went into death metal.
But it gets convoluted because they also had Future State after that. But Future State,
Future State was on like a
it's like a predictive or something like that. Like
it was that was the most fucked up timeline right then. But metal was taking place in like the main continuity, I think.
Yes, because it was the crisis of the year or moment or month.
And then death metal went into dark crisis on Infinite Earths.
Oh right.
So it was
forgot about Dark Crisis.
Yeah.
But you're forgetting about Doomsday Clock too.
Doomsday Clock was
before metal, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was the catalyst for Rebirth. I want to say, if I'm remembering right, my brain ain't what it used to be.
I think you've been like dead on all of them. It's like they're relaunching every 2 years.
Yeah, they are. It's fucked up.
Yes, it is. All right, you guys ready to get out of here?
Yeah,
I guess.
Heck, here's the final thoughts, man.
I don't know, man. Shit's fucked. It'll get better, but I don't know when.
Hey, that sounds like gospel.
Hey, Book of Hecht, chapter 5, verse 6. Shit's fucked. It'll get better. I read comics,
but I don't know when.
Yeah.
There it is.
You'll get better when you read comics.
Hey, you're right about that. Moses Magnum, give me some final thoughts, buddy.
Taking Tugboat in chat says he's sad that Ghost is having a world tour, and it's 2 places near him, San Diego and Vegas, and they're already sold out. But I got my tickets.
Oh, okay. Oh man. Yeah. So you and Taken are going?
No.
I
heard Taken. 2 tickets. I was gonna buy 4, but I just couldn't. I buy 4 as a general rule. But I wasn't spending my money. I was spending Emily's money this time. So
I hear you.
2 it is.
Yeah, you could sell that at a profit.
Fuck that. It's America. I'm watching the shit.
Oscar, final thoughts.
New studio is kind of getting built. So hopefully this weekend I'll catch up on some videos that I've needed to do.
Sounds good. For the entire Fantastic Forum, thank you all so much for hanging out with us. We do appreciate you. We'll be back next week. Yeah, I mean, we'll be back. Like, let us know what you like, what you don't like, what you'd like to see more of. But yeah, until then, we're the Fantastic Forum. Have a good night.
Good night.